On the first day of 2026, three forces are shaping the world more than elections or speeches: geography, technology, and energy. Tonight, we're not doing a news roundup, we're connecting the dots. Because when you connect today's geopolitical and clean tech developments, a single picture emerges. The world isn't becoming greener or more peaceful, it's becoming more fragmented, more strategic, and more competitive. This is the global power reset. For years, globalization convinced us that geography didn't matter anymore. Ships would flow freely, trade routes were stable, choke points were background noise. That illusion is ending. Right now, in Southeast Asia, a single infrastructure decision could reshape global trade for generations. A proposed mega project would allow ships to bypass one of the busiest maritime routes on Earth. If built, it would shorten shipping times, reduce dependence on a single narrow passage, and quietly shift leverage away from established powers. This isn't just about economics. History shows us something simple. Every empire rises by controlling movement of goods, armies, and energy. And every empire declines when those routes slip out of its hands. In 2026, the world isn't fighting over ideology, it's fighting over access. While trade routes are being reconsidered, military alliances are becoming less subtle. Some partnerships that once existed quietly in the shadows are now being stated openly, even proudly. What we're seeing is not the return of Cold War blocs. It's something more dangerous. It's transactional alliances, weapons for resources, manpower for technology, political cover in exchange for strategic favors. These relationships aren't built on trust, they're built on necessity. And that makes them unpredictable. The result? Multiple regional conflicts are no longer isolated. They're linked. Pressure in one region creates instability in another. Energy prices spike, supply chains tighten, and global risk compounds. This is how global tension works now. Not one front, but many. Wars used to be fought over land. Today, they're fought over factories. Specifically, semiconductor plants, advanced manufacturing hubs, and the supply chains that feed them. In recent developments, companies that were once rivals are now cooperating in ways that would have been unthinkable just a few years ago. Why? Because chips are no longer consumer products. They are strategic assets. Modern militaries, artificial intelligence, financial systems, and energy grids all rely on them. A delay in chip production doesn't just slow down smartphones. It slows down missile guidance systems, satellite communications, power grid management, and AI infrastructure. This is why governments are now treating chip factories like military bases. Because in the 21st century, whoever controls computation controls coordination, and coordination wins wars. Here's the uncomfortable truth most headlines won't tell you. The global push for clean energy is no longer driven by environmental urgency, it's driven by power insecurity. Electricity has become the foundation of everything. Data centers, AI training, manufacturing, digital currencies, national defense, solar panels and wind farms are being approved at record speed. But the infrastructure needed to move that power is lagging decades behind. This creates a dangerous illusion. On paper, countries look energy secure. In reality, they're one transformer failure away from crisis. Data centers alone are changing national energy planning. Artificial intelligence doesn't just consume data, it consumes electricity continuously. This is why energy policy is now industrial policy, and industrial policy is national security policy. Financial markets may seem detached from geopolitics. They're not. Right now, central banks are stockpiling safe assets. Investors are hedging against fragmentation, not recession. Commodities tied to energy and infrastructure are being repriced. This isn't panic, it's positioning. Money doesn't fear change. It fears instability without rules. If you want more deep dives like this, where geopolitics, energy, and technology intersect, make sure you're subscribed.